Do you sometimes find it difficult to keep performance conversations with your reports clear, actionable, and transparent? Keep watching to see how Personio can help. When giving colleagues feedback, some people struggle without clear guidelines and can't balance the positive and negative well, especially if they're not sure who will see it. You can now set up a default feedback form for continuous feedback so people know what to focus on. Also, when sharing feedback or reviews, employees will now always know who can see it. First, let's look at how to set which form is the default for continuous feedback. Go to the Performance and Development area of Personio, Settings, Forms, choose or create a form, edit it as necessary, enable, check the box, and then make this form default for continuous feedback. Once you do this, anyone giving continuous feedback will see this form by default. To set the visibility of feedback, go to the Sharing and Confidentiality section and click Name Visibility on continuous feedback. Always shown means the receiver sees the provider's name. Always confidential means they don't. And optional lets the provider choose. This setting also affects feedback exports, notifications, and emails. Then, in the Hierarchical Access section, set if the feedback types are visible only to immediate supervisors or to the whole reporting line. Here at Personio, March is when we have our performance and development conversations. From doing this, we've learned some things about how to frame them for best results. We use a care to challenge approach in our feedback process. We embrace continuous feedback, aiming to balance infrequent, avoiding difficult conversations, with excessive, constant criticism or too much validation. Part of that is setting a regular schedule for specific feedback with a default template. We challenge directly, balancing between too little, holding back or gossiping, and too much, public criticism or excessive challenges. To tune this balance, you could use the visibility settings. For example, choose to make feedback visible to the receiver to ensure it's open to later discussion, as the provider will likely only enter feedback they're open to discussing. Or you could set the visibility as optional, so they can be more direct for difficult feedback. We care personally, finding the sweet spot between too little, focusing only on facts over emotional impact, and too much, withholding criticism to avoid upset or overpraising. This would affect your default form setting. For example, instead of using an open text field, use a scaled question, such as, how would you rate your colleagues' communication skills? And enable comments for more feelings and details. These are just some of the ways you can use the Performance and Development area to get useful feedback in your organization. That's all for this month. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Personio Monthly Update. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave us a comment, and subscribe to catch next month's update. Thanks for watching.